As part of the positive stories, a recovered patient, Fredra, has been sharing his experience from diagnosis through testing to recovery. Let's hear his story.
Yes, I was tested positive on the 17th March. That was one fateful Tuesday. 12:15 a.m. to get to Wednesday. I was just lying on bed and I realized that I was feeling feverish and I was finding that my throat was drying within the shortest time. So I called my wife. She gave me some paracetamol, 2 tablets of paracetamol. I took it within the shortest time. I realized that I was feeling warm, and through that God so good, I was able to sleep again. The following day, I decided to go to the hospital. I visited Tema Polyclinic. They did malaria test, BP, sugar, and about 4 tests, but they realized that I was all negative. But they took my temperature. They realized that my temperature was above the normal temperature that every woman is supposed to have. So they started some sort of suspicion. So I was not clear in mind. So they just called me to an isolated place and asked me to sit over there. I sat there for about 45 minutes. No one was attending to me. So I became furious and I started shouting, "Why do I walk to your own facility to treat me, check on me, and later just come and dump me over there for some normal period?" I started shouting, and one nurse just approached me and said, "Gentlemen, just have patience. Have patience. Someone will come and attend to you." So I was there when I saw one gentleman putting on the PPE, and he attended to me. He came and asked me to open my mouth. I opened my mouth and he put a small. Can you just come for just a little bit so that the yes. I know my status, so now I'm just being very careful. Yeah. Yes, if you've been there, you know what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, I went there and by God's grace I'm back. So I'm very careful about the instructions the doctors give me. Anything to attach, I'm very careful. So this gentleman came in and took in that swab, and later on, I drove myself and I went to the house. The following day, Thursday, I was there and I received a strange call. "Please, are you Mr. Frederick Dra?" I said, "Yes." "You visited the hospital this day?" I said, "Yes, I visited the hospital." The gentleman then said, "Yes, they took your sample and lo and behold, they found out that you are COVID-19 positive or coronavirus positive." In fact, it wasn't easy for me. I was trying to control myself. The doctor called me, the one who called me, and encouraged me that I should just disassociate myself from my family. Let me stay at one place and let me let my wife just attend to me and the rest of the children just go far. I was able to obey him, and since then the children were suspicious, but all the same, my wife was strongly behind me. She helped me, and the gentleman said they will ask for ambulance to come and pick me. I was so eager that the ambulance should come so that I can leave early. That fateful Thursday, the ambulance was not there. Friday, the ambulance was not there. Then Saturday, which was 21st, around 4:30, 5 o'clock p.m., the ambulance came. That's the place where I saw myself dying. I really saw myself dying simply because of the information out there. I also know that, the moment you are being attacked by this virus, within 2-3 days you are dead and gone. I saw my wife and my children cry seriously. I have never sat in an ambulance before, but that day I sat in an ambulance, and the only thing that I could tell my wife is that I just waved her. It was a very terrible moment for me in my life that particular day. But thank God, what the gentleman, the doctor told me that at times even makes me feel like maybe I'll go and not come back again. He said, "Fred, kindly take some small dress. If you can take some small dress, 2 or 3 dresses, and just go." So, 2 or 3 dresses, that means maybe I'll go and, to me, I will go and not come back again. But God so good, I told her that they can send me to any place that they want, but don't send me to Tema. I just don't know why I said that. But this ambulance picked me, and I was just in the ambulance. Wherever the ambulance was going, I didn't even know. I was just in, and then this gentleman drove me, and before I realized, I entered to the East District Hospital. That very fateful day. I know there should be distance between myself and the doctors. Me being the first patient to use that facility at the East District Hospital, the doctors were scared of me, the nurses were scared of me, and lo and behold, what I just had said, Fred, this is your room. They just opened the room, and I was pushed into the room. I was asked to enter into the room. I entered into that room. In fact, it was a moment of sadness in my life. But two ladies came, one lady and a man came and gave me a number. That said, if you need anything, these are the numbers you need to call. So that means they will not get closer to me.
Now, 40 people have died from meningitis in the Upper West region. A total of 258 cases have been recorded so far. Medical team in the region are asking for more equipment and money for public education. My colleague Rafik Salam has been engaging the regional health director and joins us live on the line with more. Rafik, tell us about the 40 victims, children, adults, and their age.
According to Dr. Ose Ufuafre, who is the Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, that meningitis per se doesn't have the particular group that it affects. And so in the case of the Upper West CSM, varies between 5 and up to about 70 years. And so there's no one that is being affected. But one other issue that he's talking about has to do with the logistics to fight CSM. He says that, yes, in the beginning they were given some budget, some money to do COVID-19 and then CSM. But at the moment they have run out short of some money for purposes. And so that's what is currently happening in the Upper West region.
So how is the medical team there coping with treatment of these people who have the meningitis now, and also, most importantly, public education on the mode of transmission or contraction?
They are relying on the benevolence of radio stations here in the Upper West region, and also the medical doctors here. Dr. Fair made one point that some of these district hospitals that we're having in the region are manned by one medical doctor, and that is a serious challenge. He's saying that the number of personnel working in these facilities are also not enough to fight CSM. You move to where we have the serious cases, talking about Nandom, talking about Jirapa, and then Nodli. Some of these facilities have one medical doctor, and even in some cases, there are some districts in the Upper West region here, they don't even have a single medical doctor. And so fighting the CSM menace here is really a challenge.
Rafik, do you get the sense that the people of the region are taking precautionary measures?
What they have been told by the all health authorities is that they should use the WHO guidelines in fighting COVID-19 to also fight CSM, because the symptoms seems to be the same, and also they have been educated not to sleep. They should sleep in ventilated rooms. So people are advised to sleep outside in the night, not in their rooms when they don't have funds. And also, one thing that is a major worry to the health authorities has to deal with late reporting, because several people who had the disease, who went to the hospital and were treated, who went to the hospital early, were treated and discharged. But here's the case: the most of the deaths that we recorded in the region, they are attributable to late reporting. So they are encouraging people to do a lot of early visits to the hospital to save their lives.
Do we know if this is having an effect on economic activities there already?
Yeah, it's having a down toll on economic activities right here in the Upper West region here. Many people, even though here is not part of the lockdown areas, some people I know that have decided to lock themselves home. They are not even coming out. And also, you go to town virtually, some shops are also closed. But that's the difficulty, even though we are also not part of the lockdown, but the mentality of the people is that they are also part of lockdown. But because you see, most things are, most of the goods or materials comes from the south of the country to the northern belt of the country. And so once Kumasi and then Accra, especially Kumasi, is locked down, you have people who from Kumasi. You talk about mechanics, and they will tell you that several people have their cars, and then they are broken down. They want them to buy the various parts, and they are not able to get them because Kumasi is locked down. And then even some other things that are of use, importance to the people here could only be gotten in the south, and because of the lockdown, they are having an impact on it.
Rafiq Salam is our correspondent in the Upper West region, bringing us up to speed with the situation of cerebrospinal meningitis there. Still to come here on Joy News today, police in the Ashanti region are laid fears about, as they investigate reported mysterious deaths in the last few days in part of Kumasi. Thanks for staying with us here on News Today. Now, renowned veterinary specialist and epidemiologist Dr. Martin Hoek says efforts to identify potential animal sources of COVID-19 are yet to be identified and yield any positive results. Netherlands-based Martin Hoek, who is researching the coronavirus pandemic, says there's no scientific evidence that infected pets can transmit the disease to humans. He says pets owners should not rush into dispensing them their animals because of this notion. Dr. Hoek was answering questions at the webinar conference organized online for science journalists across the world.
We'll be monitoring them. So we look very closely at the genetic makeup of this virus, and we have found a very similar virus in the pendolin, but it hasn't been a perfect match yet. So we're still looking to the exact animal source, and we're not sure why we haven't found it yet. And we may never find it if it was some obscure animal from an illegal animal trade or bushmeat. But we have strong indication that this came from pendolin-like animal. SARS was from a civet cat. We found a perfect match in the genetic makeup of the virus in the civet cat and in the human population.
Questions range from replication of viruses in humans to how their genetic materials change.
The coronavirus, each time a virus replicates in a human cell, its genetic material changes due to errors in replication. And in the most cases, this results in a virus not being viable, not being infectious, and in some cases it results in the virus being more infectious. And also, as we see viral infections evolving with us, we see that the mortality rate of the virus actually goes down, while the virulence, so the ability to infect us, goes up. So it learns to live with us. And that is a natural selection process of the errors that are occurring each time the virus particles are replicated inside our human cells.
The veterinary specialist indicates there is a lot to be done in finding a vaccine.
And that's very interesting. It leads to very interesting, beautiful pictures of the genetic makeup of these viruses as they.
Let's go to the Ashanti region now, because police there are laying public fears as they investigate reported mystery deaths in the last few days in part of Kumasi. Command officials say 2 incidents and not 3 said to have raised public anxiety and speculation about the causes of death have come to their attention. Public relations officer at the regional command has been given details.
The police information room had a call that a male adult of about 60 years had fallen unconscious at the Agogo market here in Kumasi. So the police patrol team proceeded to the scene, found the man unconscious, and then with the help of the hospital authorities, he was taken to the Agogo, that is the Kumasi South Hospital. where he was on admission for 3 days. Then on the 11th, at about 8 o'clock p.m., he passed on. As we speak, no family member has come to identify him. We informed the municipal environmental officers at KMA who came in for the body. As we speak, he is in the custody of the environmental officers. His photograph has been taken. We are investigating the case, and as usual, we will have to conduct post-mortem and then know the cause of death. Residents at Sokoban Hood Village called the Asokwa District Police Command and said they found another man of about 50-year-old who was also unconscious. With this, the police proceeded there and then found the man dead. Again, residents alleged that a day before his demise, they had seen him very weak and then coughing and sneezing. So they were afraid he might have contracted this deadly coronavirus. And for that matter, they were all afraid of going near him. Armed with this information, the police had to call in the COVID-19 team and other health experts to the scene. They called in the area and then they were called in. Blood sample was taken, the appropriate action was taken, and as we speak, the body has also been handed over to the Environmental Health Directorate of KMA. So these are two isolated cases that we have at hand and we are investigating. So all the same, we are assuring the general public that the police is on top of its job, security in the region, relatively calm. For inquest cases, they come. For natural deaths, we used to record them. Some of them could be paupers, some of them are insane persons and all that. So we are just assuring the general public again that they should all be rest assured. We are laid their fears and then we'll continue to go about the activity without fear.
Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News today. Let's go to our first sports story. And the Ghana FA has offered the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram to the government of Ghana for use as an isolation center in the fight against COVID-19. The Ghana FA President Kurt Okreku made this disclosure during today's press briefing at the Information Ministry.
So following the passionate appeal by the President of the land, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, asking all Ghanaians to join the fight against our biggest enemy, the Ghana Football Association, led by the Executive Council, thought that regardless of the fact that we've been going through our own, what we call COVID-18, in the period leading to normalization and beyond, we will not sit down aloof, for which reason we decided that we have a special facility in Pram Pram that can house up to 250 people. It is strategically placed. We decided to offer this facility to the use of government as one of the isolation centers to treat our people, our colleagues, our brothers and sisters who live in Pram Pram and its environs. Now, following that singular decision, we decided, together with the support of the Ministry of Health, the government officials, to engage the chief, the elders, and the youth of Pram Pram and its environs. In the last few days, we've gone through that process successfully, and we can confidently say that the facility is ready to be used by the government free of charge to ensure that our brothers and sisters in Pram Pram and its environs are well taken care of. Together, we'll win this battle, and together, we'll bring our football back.
Italy-based Ghanaian footballer Emmanuel Ajman-Bedu says the 2019-2020 season has been the toughest period in his life. Now, last month, his sister Hagar was shot and killed in Brekum. And in August last year, the Hellas Verona player came close to dying after doctors discovered blood clots in his lungs. Bedu says that he has gone through a very tough period. He spoke to our partners, the BBC.
The year 2019, the year 2020 are the toughest years in my life. As you said, I get a lot of injuries, and with this pandemic, I lost my sister in a painful way. It's very difficult for me and the family. The guy is on the run. We haven't got him yet because things have been slow because of this virus. And it was a disaster at that time. I live alone here. My girlfriend and my child is not here with me, and I'm in the middle of this pandemic. And I need to thank my friends, the family, the loved ones, and our team, Hellas Verona, my agent, has been there for me. Our coach, Jurich, has been there for me as well, calling me every day to check up on me. Our team manager, our president, and my colleagues. They have been very wonderful. Without them, it would have been a very disaster because I have been in the room for 34 days. My sister has been killed painfully and couldn't go to see what happened. But this is the job I have chosen. This is how the situation has been for now. So I just need to abide with it, take good care of myself, be mentally tough, and just live with it right now. I can't do anything.
Well, there's more on these stories and others at 2 p.m. when I bring you sports today. In the meantime, Joy News Today continues. We'll bring you world news and entertainment. You stay right there. My name is Nathaniel Affa. I love sport.
Good afternoon, my name is Kadi and this is Showbiz. To our very first story, President of the Creative Arts Council, Mark Okrekumante, has revealed Teddy Riley and Jack Knight's Africa tour set to take place after the pandemic will help build the music industry. He told Joy News he is happy about Kidi's collaboration with the two American producers and said it's a good start for the industry.
When I heard Kidi, I went back to Albert. See, Tango was the one who brought the deal to us. I said, oh, he's been telling me about this thing. So if it's the same person, I mean, we can work together. We can trust Tango. He's been around for a long time. So that's how we started, got multimedia on board to support. So you see, Jack Knight had an interview on Joy Prime last weekend. Teddy Riley just had an interview this morning on Hit FM. And so that is it. We are nurturing it. With my government side, I think that is a good idea. You know, I've been talking about big, proper studio. Let's underline the word proper studio in Ghana. And so when we're able to get people like Teddy Riley, Jack Knight, Jazo in Ghana, and we are working something out to get them to become citizens of this country. They live here and they help us build our industry. Then there's doubts about proper sound, and because yeah, they've done it all. I mean, Teddy Riley features Dr. Dre on his songs, Blackstreet featuring Dr. Dre. And if those of you know Dr. Dre is one of the best producers we have in hip-hop. Pharrell Williams looked up to, Pharrell Williams is a trainee of Teddy Riley. So even Timbaland takes inspiration from Teddy. And he can connect us to people like Babyface and all of them. So we can get a hub for music in Africa through this project.